The Y'all Show, our spring swing tour of the South, is up and going. And right now on the spring swing tour, we're continuing our coverage of Auburn-Opelika, Alabama. And we're the show that's all about the South. John Rawl back here with you. And if you get a chance to go to East Alabama and you're able to go spend a few days there, which we encourage you to do, either you're allowed to go here in a couple of days when the green light is lifted and Alabama's Governor Kay Ivey has allowed you to travel throughout the state, or more importantly, when things kind of get back to somewhat kind of a normal routine. If you're able to go to Auburn-Opelika, there is a wonderful property right beside the main campus. It's really right on the campus at Auburn University, and that's the hotel at Auburn University and the Dixon Conference Center. And from that amazing spot, I have actually been a guest there, attended a conference there back in the day. We've got Todd Scholl, Director of Sales and Marketing from the hotel at Auburn University. He's on with us right now to lay out the red carpet, or maybe it's actually an orange and navy carpet there in Auburn, Alabama. And he's on to talk about his property right now on the Y'all Show. Hello, Todd.
Hello, John. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for coming in. And go ahead and let's just get this out of the way since you're actually right there on the campus. I know there's two words. I know you're just dying to tell us.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. However,
You can see it. You can see it right behind me. There's a War Eagle in the lobby.
oh, okay. Well, that's a great looking lobby you got there. I thought that might be your house. It's a
No, sir.
well, it ought to be your house. I'm sure you spend as much time there as you probably do at your house, right?
Probably more.
But that's okay. Hey, thank you for coming on. We're going to learn a lot more about the hotel at Auburn University. Right on 241 South College Street is where you'll find it. That's the main drag right there in Auburn, Alabama. You've got 236 guest rooms, and all of those rooms, by the way, with a Sealy Posturepedic bed. So you're guaranteed to have a great night's sleep when you come to the hotel at Auburn University. We're going to get into a lot of the amenities and more there, Todd. But first off, as we're thinking about you and everybody there in Auburn-Opelika as part of our Y'all Spring Swing Tour of the South, hopefully you've done as well as you possibly can with this pandemic, and things hopefully will get back to normal sooner than later.
Yes, sir. We stayed open throughout this entire pandemic. Obviously, get from a guest factor, we've had to rely on construction crews. They're the really one of the few workforces that has been able to stay in operation during this. We did convert our restaurant, Aricha Cucina, to curbside, so our local market is enjoying curbside family meals right now. But we're excited to have guests back, and in fact, we're getting ready for potentially some more Auburn families to come and move their kids out of the dorms now that the travel restrictions will be lifted as of the end of day this Thursday.
That's good news to know. As you mentioned, the parents, of course, everybody didn't plan on this. Nobody did, and now that's going to happen. Now, you have normally there in the summertime Camp War Eagle where the incoming freshmen come in. Is that happening this summer at Auburn?
Right now, Camp War Eagle is they're doing virtual sessions. They just had a session last night where you could go on and get information. So the first part of it will be virtual, where people can go through and virtually learn about what's going on campus, and we're prayerful that in July that there will be a voluntary opportunity for parents to bring their children in to experience campus firsthand, because that's truly the magic of Camp War Eagle, in my opinion.
And I know our camera can't show it there, but if you had to pick up a bowling ball, Todd, and throw it, there's a chance you might that bowling ball could wind up right there on the heart of the Auburn campus. That's how kind of in the heart of it all you are there.
Yeah, we're literally just over this shoulder, a kitty corner to Sanford Hall, the heart of Auburn's campus, and literally 2 blocks from the famous Toomer's Corner, where we roll every street there is imaginable, and Toomer's Drugstore with their famous lemonade. So once you're here, you can pretty much walk and enjoy yourself with restaurants, nightlife, boutique shopping. It's a great location when you get to the Plains.
Todd, I got to ask you, since Auburn, Alabama, and you just mentioned Toomer's Corner is kind of famous for toilet paper, I've been thinking about y'all over these last 6 weeks or so. Is it more likely you're going to run out of toilet paper during a pandemic there at the hotel at Auburn University, or when Auburn beats, let's say, Alabama or Georgia?
Definitely for the football game.
Okay.
We actually gift wrap our toilet paper in advance to give to all the guests coming in an extra roll, just so we don't have toilet paper go missing from the guest room.
That makes a lot of sense. We're visiting with Todd Scholl, Director of Sales and Marketing at the hotel at Auburn University and Dixon Conference Center at 241 South College Street in Auburn, Alabama. This is our Auburn-Opelika spotlight of our spring swing tour of the South. We're virtually taking y'all all kinds of places. Last week we were in Crystal River, Florida, and now we're in East Alabama, Lee County to be specific, and learning a lot about the hotel at Auburn University thanks to Todd and his staff there. And your occupancy, I know, has been down a little bit, but we're hoping to change that a lot. And when you come there to stay at your place there on South College Street, you've got a lot of food choices. We just heard you mention Arica Cecina, the Italiana place there you have there, but you also have a jazz lounge, the Piccolo Jazz Lounge, and H.C. Valentine. So when you come there, not only do you have a good place to rest your head, you have some darn good food to go along with it, and maybe even a little drink.
Absolutely, and once the bans are lifted, live jazz every weekend in Piccolo. So, our restaurant is handmade pasta. We have made from scratch wood-fired pizzas. Our chef Miguel Figueroa, he's been to Italy to learn from the masters. We have our very own specialty called the porchetta steak, and that is actually something that originated in Arica, Italy. And it's a beautiful pork loin that's been rolled and seasoned, and it's spectacular. So quite a culinary experience when you come here, but great live music, and then unbelievable baked goods. Our chef, Dallas Key, our pastry chef, makes everything from scratch, whether it's our focaccia or the rolls you pick up in H.C. Valentine. So quite a few offerings when guests arrive, including your room service.
And we're looking at some of the video of the hotel at Auburn University right now. A fantastic production you've got there. You can check it out on the website with the food choices. I love that swimming pool and your pet-friendly place too. Do you let war eagles in?
Yeah.
What about
sure.
Elephants? Do you let elephants in?
We are equal opportunity hoteliers. We accept money, no matter if it's coming from the Crimson Tide or coming from the Auburn Tigers. We like everybody here.
And I've been there, as I mentioned before, and you're just a great property. One thing that I really liked about my visit to the hotel at Auburn University is you got a lot of space. This is not a cramped place. You had a nice property evidently available when this hotel was built, and so you really, as you can tell right there as you look at the shot there in the background, you got a large lobby and a lot of big times, and we'll talk about the conference center aspect of that too. But if you're claustrophobic, guess what? The hotel at Auburn University, you don't have to worry about it.
Well, we've got, our front yard is Sanford Hall, so we got a beautiful green lawn you can go out and stretch your legs on for walks and runs too.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the conference center aspect, as we do have people who might be listening and watching here the Y'all Show on our spotlight of Auburn-Opelika, Alabama. And Auburn is a wonderful place to visit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long. But if you're a business person and you're wanting to maybe find a really neat place to go and have a conference and put on a conference, your property, the Dixon Conference Center, as part of the hotel at Auburn University, provides a lot of different options. If you don't mind, let's talk about that.
Certainly. Well, we have some great function space here on property, over 20,000 square feet of function space, including a ballroom that we can do, almost 500 seated for dinner. But then, off-site, we've got great options here on the campus of Auburn University at the Ag Heritage Park. Alpha Pavilion is a beautiful facility that was just recently completely renovated. We work with the College of Agriculture to manage that facility, and it's an unbelievable site on a lake for social events, receptions, weddings. So we have a great diversity of product when you want to do a meeting, but immediately when the gatherings of more than 10 are allowed, we're one of the few places in the state that you can actually go be able to have 50 people meet with social distancing in play in our grand ballroom. So we can accommodate 50 in multiple rooms here, and so that's going to be important in the near term.
And again, I've been to a conference there. As I was bragging a moment ago, you have a large property there that it can accommodate meetings. Also, I assume you're pretty busy throughout the year with weddings. So if you're planning a wedding, this is a good option.
Well, what's funny, I've looked at the blessings during this crisis, this pandemic, and one of the blessings I've seen is I think young couples are deciding, hey, we don't, let's, not, tomorrow is not given. Let's get married. So we have every day we're booking weddings for this fall. So coming in August, we have a pretty large group of weddings every weekend that people are putting on the books right now, and maybe they're spurred on because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So good for them.
Good for them, and 'tis the season to get weddings. Hopefully, you haven't had a large number of people had to cancel these last 2 months, and because I know that's a real
Well,
stressful
yeah, I
thing.
mean, for this time period where meetings really weren't allowed by the order of the governor, we did have a significant amount of cancellation. So that did affect us. We have dropped down dramatically. We had a record month in the month of February for this hotel in its entire existence since the late '80s, and so we went from a record in February to um, a not so famous record probably in March with losing steam halfway through as the pandemic hit and then shelter in place orders were put into effect.
We hope all that gets remedied. Of course, your property and everybody there in Auburn-Opelika and every other college town in the world's hoping right now that there's going to be a college football season and all the games will hopefully be played. If not, at least the conference games will be played because I can't imagine how towns like Auburn, Alabama are going to make it when you don't have a college football season. Let's sure hope that indeed happens. Now, you have something listed on your website, and we encourage everybody to go to your site there and check out your COVID-19. Because of this, you've got something called a peace of mind package. Todd, if you don't mind, help us understand what exactly that is.
Well, when we were with all the things that we've done to comply with CDC guidelines and in fact go beyond CDC guidelines, we want guests to know as they return to the planes and return to Auburn, the front door here at the hotel, that they're going to be safe. We're going to take care of you. We're taking care of our staff, our team, and yourself. And so you can book that best available rate with peace of mind. And you'll see there's a landing page on the website when you go there. And it talks about many of the things that we've put into place, including limiting guests on the elevator, the sneeze guards that are in place at the front desk. We have rope and stanchions to keep guests at distance upon check-in. There's actually a touchless check-in system where the guest doesn't have to do anything. The keys have been sanitized. All the belt carts are being sanitized after each guest gets done with them. Rooms, when a guest checks out, the rooms are allowed to breathe for 24 hours before we go back in and put our team back in to clean them. So there's a number of things we're doing to keep social distance with our team, as well as making sure that our guests are safe when they return. So we're going to make sure that we're ahead of whatever the guidelines are listed. So we just want to make sure guests know that you're being kept very safe here.
Very safe is what you'll find there. The website, AUHCC, is where you'll find Todd and everybody there at the staff at the hotel at Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama. This, again, is part of our y'all.com and y'all show spotlight of Auburn-Opelika, Alabama, as you're part of our spring swing tour going on right now as we're traveling the South here the last couple of weeks on a virtual tour, helping out people like Todd and everybody there in Auburn-Opelika, Alabama, trying to get you to go on down there and visit the place, have a great stay. As again, this property, 236 guest rooms. So chances are there's going to be something waiting on you there when you go to Auburn, Alabama. And as I mentioned, you've got 3 different restaurants, an Italian restaurant, a jazz lounge, and then HC Valentine, which has coffee and more. And just kind of explain, as those of us who are a little bit prone to enjoying great food when we go to places like the hotel at Auburn University. What's some of the great food that you'll find there on site?
Well, we're known for our connection with Arica, Italy, which is a hill town right outside of Rome. We actually have a connection through them with our hospitality program at Auburn University, where we're a big part of that with the students that work and go to class here at our hotel. So Arica is famous for rustic Italian and their porchetta. And so that is really the influence of our restaurant, Arica Cucina Italiana. Um, Fresh, handmade pasta, fresh, handmade wood-fired pizzas. Obviously, you can get chicken and steak, but they all have a little bit of an Italian twist. So that really drives the restaurant for lunch and dinner. Breakfast is a traditional breakfast where you can have an omelet made and the typical fare that you would have. HC Valentine, our coffee shop, that has a variety of homemade, freshly baked pastries from our pastry chef, Dallas Key. And in fact, what's really cool right now, she created kindness cakes right now during this really tough time, and where people see someone doing something great in the community, you can pass it on with a kindness cake, and they come in two flavors, and it's a beautiful display. So we actually created her own landing page within the Richa Cucina website for those cakes. But lots of things to sample. Craft cocktails in our bar, and then of course smoke and live jazz Fridays and Saturdays. Right now live music isn't in session because of social distancing, but as soon as we can get the green light for that to happen, we hope by mid to late summer we'll be able to get live music back in.
And Todd, we can't stress enough, you are in the heart of it all, right across from campus, just blocks away from Toomer's Corner and all the various shopping and dining experience that you'll find in downtown Auburn, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything, again, the website, auhcc.com. Go ahead and make your booking now and make sure you plan to go to Auburn, whether you stay here or not. We encourage you to stay at the hotel at Auburn University. But regardless, even if you aren't staying there, maybe you live in East Alabama, check out the various dining options you have there and the various conferences that go on at Auburn, Alabama, at the Dixon Conference Center, all part of the excitement that you'll find at the hotel at Auburn University. Todd Scholl, Director of Sales and Marketing at the hotel at Auburn University and Dixon Conference Center, again at 241 South College Street. We appreciate you coming on today's Y'all Show, and we look forward to maybe staying there and bragging about it in person. We've been doing this kind of virtual thing here as part of our tour of the South, and darn it, we need to just come see y'all in person, which I'm sure you'll accept people to actually walk in and pay with a real credit card or even cash money, right?
Absolutely. Either way.
All right. Thank you again, Todd, and best of luck recovering from this pandemic.
Thank you, John.
And we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you again.
Appreciate you. Stay safe.
All right, we will definitely do that. Todd Scholl, again, of the hotel at Auburn University. That will conclude our Y'all Show interview of this property, but we're not done with Auburn-Opelika, Alabama. Hang on where you are. When we come back, we've got more, including Robin Bridges of the Auburn-Opelika Tourism Office. She's going to be on to kind of wrap things up here about how you can come to East Alabama. All that on the show that's all about the South. This is the Y'all Show.